Good afternoon to you. This is Good Afternoon Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Helena Nyeweja, and we are coming live to you from the Kira Wahima studio here at Northridge. Coming up this afternoon. Lion Ghana Limited, the National Disaster Management Organization and its partners has posted officers in all metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies across Greater Accra to monitor and maintain flood-prone drains in a bid to sustain gains made during a 3-day cleanup. Let's go. Thank you very much for keeping us company. My name again is Helena Nyeweja, and this is Good Afternoon Ghana, and we are starting from here. Now, investigations into the death of University of Cape Coast level 200 student Innocentia Avino are ongoing as police await an autopsy report to determine the cause of death. The student's body was discovered days after she was reported missing, with authorities continuing efforts to establish the circumstances surrounding the incident.
Is mourning the death of a level 200 student, Innocentia Avino, after her body was found near Hatchland Beach Resort in Cape Coast. Police say they received information in the early hours of June 12 about the discovery of an unidentified female body washed ashore at the beach. Officers who visited the scene found the body lying face down, with blood oozing from the nose, but no visible marks of assault or external injuries were detected during a preliminary examination. The body was later conveyed to the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital mortuary as police worked to establish the identity of the deceased. A family member on June 13 identified photographs of the body as of those of Innocentia Avino, and the identification was later confirmed at the mortuary by family members, police investigation, and the dean of the student of the University of Cape Coast. Police say further examination of the body did not reveal any physical injuries or signs of violence. The Central Regional Crime Scene Management Team has since processed the area where the body was found, while the deceased remains at the mortuary awaiting an autopsy to determine the exact cause of death. The circumstances surrounding Innocentia Avino's death remain unclear, with police assuring the public that investigations are ongoing. The student was reported missing by her family after she was last seen on June 11, 2026.
Away from that, operations manager of Dredge Masters Ghana Limited, Sena Ejapena, has disclosed that many of Accra's drainage channels have lost their capacity due to years of inadequate maintenance. He said continuous maintenance is the only sustainable solution to choked drains, calling for long-term collaboration to reclaim and preserve the city's waterways.
Dredge Masters Ghana Limited has deployed specialized equipment to dredge and desealed major drains across the Greater Accra region as part of a 3-day anti-flood operation spearheaded by Zoomlion Ghana Limited and its partners. The exercise targets flood-prone areas where heavy siltation and indiscriminate waste disposal have significantly reduced the capacity of storm drains, heightening the risk of flooding during the rainy season. Speaking during the exercise, Operations Manager of Dredge Masters Ghana Limited, Sena Ejapena, warned that many of Accra's drainage channels have lost their carrying capacity due to years of inadequate maintenance.
And as part of JOSCON's initiative to support NADMO and the Municipal Assembly in helping with the control of flooding, Dredge Masters was called upon. Based on our expertise and experience in the dredging of most of the water bodies in the country, we found it, important, or as a responsibility on us to also give back to the nation and work with NADMO, support them, especially to identify these very key areas and then mobilize equipment, this specialized equipment, to allow us to dredge and create access for flow of water. We are not just here, we are also at Weja, at the Kaswa toll booth. We'll be heading to Sakumono, the Tema, and other places where NADMO considers very critical.
Adiepena also raised concerns about widespread encroachment on drainage buffer zones, saying the development has made it increasingly difficult for maintenance teams to access and dredge critical waterways.
We have faced with very key challenges during our assessment of the area prior to deployment. Realize that the buffers that are supposed to be allowed for passage and equipment access in order to easily maintain these drains are not accessible because of the encroachment. A lot of structures, private properties that have built into these access ways. So it makes it quite difficult to effectively dredge, but ultimately we would have to find a way of maneuvering around it. Long term, we would have to work together with the authorities to see how we can best probably demolish some of them, speak to the owners to allow for these spaces to be available for maintenance of the drain, because it is very key. The proactive measure in ensuring that these drains don't flood is to allow for continuous maintenance.
Meanwhile, the National Disaster Management Organization says Accra's perennial flooding is largely man-made, blaming the situation of choked drains on indiscriminate waste disposal.
Away from that, Zoom Lion Ghana Limited and the National Disaster Management Organization and its partners have posted officers in all the metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies across Greater Accra to monitor and maintain flood-prone drains in a bid to sustain gains made during a 3-day cleanup, desilting and dredging exercise as the rainy season intensifies. The move follows a massive June 10 to 12 anti-flood desilting exercise in Accra.
Dredge Masters Ghana Limited has deployed specialized equipment to dredge and desil major drains across the Greater Accra region as part of a 3-day anti-flood operation spearheaded by Zoom Lion Ghana Limited and its partners. The exercise targets flood-prone areas where heavy siltation and indiscriminate waste disposal during the rainy season.
Now, New Patriotic Party flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has described churches and other faith-based institutions as key partners in Ghana's development, citing their contributions to education, healthcare, social welfare. And according to the former vice president, religious bodies have played a critical role in shaping the country's progress and should continue to be engaged in efforts to promote national development. So Dr. Bawumia made the remarks during the consultative meeting with the leadership of the Christian Council of Ghana.
The meeting focused on national development, unity and collaboration between political and religious institutions to advance the country's growth and prosperity. Speaking at the event, the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, praised the Christian Council Ghana for its nearly 100 years of service to the country.
I believe that this contribution is across various segments, and I salute the Christian Council of Ghana. I salute you 100 times. I salute you for what you have done for this country.
Dr. Bawumia expressed confidence that he will become president of Ghana in 2029.
I have held a belief for a long time that faith-based institutions are a major partner in the development of Ghana. Major partner. And that is why, as someone who is very interested in the development of Ghana, I keep close and I'll continue to be very close to the faith-based institutions as we go forward. The Christian Council of Ghana, I'm told, was established in 1929. In 2029, you'll be 100 years old. By the grace of God, I'll be president by then.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia also reiterated the importance of collaboration between government, religious bodies, civil society organizations, and the private sector in addressing country's challenges.
For effective national development requires collaboration between government, religious bodies and institutions, civil society, and the private sector. Let me emphasize that churches are not merely places of worship, but important development partners with extensive reach and credibility across the country. Let me thank the Christian Council again for its enduring service to Ghana and request your prayers, guidance, and partnership in this collective effort to build a better Ghana for all of us, regardless of religion.
More social stories this afternoon. The Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, has issued a stern warning to Metropolitan, Municipal and District Chief Executives, stating that their performance will face intense scrutiny to drive transparency and improve local service delivery. He gave the warning during an assessment tour of selected assemblies in the Greater Accra region.
The PWD money, the disbursement has been on the average, but clearly I need to intensify how that money is utilized, because it's an easy-going area if an assembly want to take the persons with disability for granted. Most assemblies used to borrow from that money. Then it came to a point that the late Professor Mills decided to have separate accounts where the money will be transferred directly into the persons with disability accounts. And that is why wherever we've been to, I lay too much emphasis to make sure that that money is also spent. It goes directly to the people. When persons with disability are happy, it means about 10% of the population are happy. And that is why I'm throwing more emphasis on that. Then the capacity of our assembly members. You see, some assembly members want to use Takashi. They don't make the effort to go deep and ask for the needed documents to know how much money went. So the power is residing in most coordinating directors. That shouldn't be. There is no way that a member of parliament will go and be begging Speaker Bagwin for information. As members of parliament, we know our sources of information, and the more sources of information that you have, the more knowledge you have, and that makes you powerful. If you don't have information, you cannot be powerful. So I've been empowering the assembly members, telling them what the true situation should be, that the coordinating directors are to serve the assembly members. They serve the House. The municipal chief executive and the metropolitan chief executives are account holders in the assembly, but the true owners of the assembly are the people who are represented by the assembly members. So going forward, any information that an assembly member needs from a DCE or MCE or a mayor will be given freely. And if a mayor refuses to give information to an assembly member, it is brought to my book. I will deal with those things.
Let's now shift our attention to education. Now, the GEQ Foundation has presented laptops to 6 scholarship beneficiaries as part of efforts to improve access to technology and support academic excellence among needy but brilliant students across Ghana. The initiative seeks to equip scholars with the technological tools needed for the academic work.
The presentation, held at the University of Ghana's SRC Union building in Accra, formed part of the Foundation's annual Laptop Awards program for students under its scholarship scheme. Co-founder and co-president of the Foundation, Dr. Elizabeth Kwanzaa, said the initiative seeks to equip scholars with the technological tools needed for their academic work and community service activity. According to her, recipients were selected based on their academic performance and community service.
We are doing this is for the student, our scholarship recipient, to get access to technology, because most of them, they are in school but they don't have the laptop to do their work, and even the community service that we are asking them to do, some of them, they need the laptop to be able to execute their service very well. So we expect them to use it not for games and all that, but for academic purposes. And of course, when they finish school, they go to work, we expect them to use it at the way that will be beneficial to them. So that is the expectation with the laptop. In terms of what people should do, the laptop is exclusively really for the recipient.
Dean of Student Affairs at the University of Ghana, Prof. Rosina Tremantin, commended the initiative, describing it as a critical intervention for financially challenged students.
I believe that the free senior high school program policy has opened the door for students who otherwise would not have gone to the university, to senior high school. They've gone now because it's free. They are brilliant. They make very good grades. They come to the university, but the university is not free. You know, the president's policy for the first years is good, but then because it doesn't cover everything, we now have a lot of students who are challenged financially, and so scholarships like this are welcome, and they help our students, you know, feel more at ease, so they can have the peace of mind to learn and better themselves.
Some beneficiaries spoke to Metro News.
Since I graduated, I've been supporting in terms of sponsorship and also acting as a volunteer in programs. So I've sponsored some students myself. Now I'm sponsoring one in the University for Development Studies, and that is my way of also giving back.
The foundation is targeting at least 30 new scholarship beneficiaries this year. Successful applicants will receive tuition and residential support throughout their academic programs.
Now, away from that, the president of the Guan Congress, who is also the Latte Krapin Akwabwahini Enyina Jidu in Kansa III, has called on residents, on traditional leaders, youth groups, and all the people of Guan to unite and identify the vast potentials within the Guan communities to drive accelerated development.
The sidelines of the launch of this year's annual Guan Congress at Endum in the Eastern region, the president of the Guan Congress touched on the theme for the upcoming Congress, harmonizing our natural resources for community development. He emphasized the need for unity among the Guan people to identify and harness the resources with which their communities are endowed.
The development of our communities.
The Enumahene Ekusiako Brempong Kumi Sasaraku the 8th urged Guans to take pride in their language and use it as a primary means of communication.
Maso na nibu ofiase adwene ala na bro ofiase amudi lebo na ni di alaba adwene aban de na ne bro bo esimi a acha me se de na revise ni note na ni bichi akwa na ne bele so ni gwama beli ohiri ani ohiri ari ohiri na ne kana asukwa be da sana be mo be na okam papa wi na ni de deji mo
The chairman of the local organizing committee for the Guan Congress, Berima Obeng-Dompre, also spoke at the program.
Some Guan communities have specific resources. We want to see how best we can harness those resources for the benefit of all the Guan communities in this country. We want to use this opportunity to appeal to institutions in this country, especially owners of Guan, owners of institutions who belong to the Guan communities, to come and support us. We really need sponsorship to be able to properly organize this particular event.
Seeks to advance universal health coverage by ensuring that everyone has access to essential healthcare services, regardless of their ability to pay. Speaking to the media during the launch in the Volta region, Dr. Kwabna Mintah Kando stated that the free primary healthcare program is being rolled out in 150 deprived districts across the country this year, with plans to extend coverage to other metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies in the coming years.
A minimum of 8 districts have been chosen from the Volta region. So these districts will benefit from all the equipment we are distributing, all the equipment. from the motorbike to the tricycle to the BP apparatus, all of them, all the districts will benefit.
The minister also used the occasion to commend the judiciary for its swift handling of the assault case involving a nurse at the Tema Community 2 Hospital.
Nobody has the right to assault anybody, let alone a health worker. We are not in a banana republic, we are not in the jungle. So if you go to any health facility and any health professional you think couldn't serve you well, you have the right to report. But you don't have the right whether to verbally or physically assault the person.
The Volta Regional Minister James Gunu assured residents of his commitment to working closely with the Volta Regional Health Directorate to ensure that the equipment provided under the program is properly utilized for its successful implementation.
We want to thank His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and the Honorable Minister for this equipment for the free primary health care delivery in the Volta region. I want to assure His Excellency and the Minister that we're going to work together with the Health Directorate to ensure that these equipment are put to good use.
The Volta Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. Achudodo, described the free primary health care program as a game changer, expressing confidence that it would strengthen community outreach services and home visits across the region.
Previously, all the public nobody pays for it. The home visit, so now we are free primary.
Now, away from that, a major disaster is brewing on the busy highway connecting to Accra to Mackensim. Now, what used to be a safe broad transit route is rapidly turning into a deadly bottleneck. Severe environmental erosion is literally eating away the edges of the road, shrinking the lanes and forcing pedestrians into ongoing traffic. With the rainy season in full swing, and residents are now calling on the government to take action.
Local residents who spoke to the media earlier expressed sheer terror over the current state of the road. They revealed that drivers, especially those unfamiliar with the routes, frequently swerve at the last second to avoid plunging into the hidden erosion traps. During this rainy season, the situation escalates from bad to worse.
Let's simply for say, if you want rainy season with me. It's not to look to the man, finding way to know, and I'm dying got into drivers and want to now one far new road. And I want them baby and hanging panusing home baby I am fat. So I do more to one I'm crying and champagne a car labon.
Two twice is I portos be brave. Emma, in Fabia Basanco, Yaman paying or Begina Mankesim, Accra station. Obey a campaign, the campaign ended. Yamon Pano, Yami Pro Besiga, Mankesim, Emi, or Danakumadopa, you go no, you crying, obey a man, and the Yana, ye ain't the dollar. It is over you and fanfa. Quando so that down so soon, poor and one young man, Panoso, I. Johnson, but Bratters and suit of a Cleveland, no, Panos and who bunty, so driver of name, put my boy Chamu, and
They revealed that drivers, especially those unfamiliar with these routes, frequently swerve at the last second to avoid plunging into the hidden erosion traps. During this raining season, the situation escalates from bad to worse. The deep eroded gullies flood instantly, masking the true depth of the potholes. The resulting stagnant water creates a deceptive, slippery lake across the asphalt, blinding drivers, causing vehicles to hydroplane and leading to frequent near misses and collisions. Residents fear a worst-case scenario of a head-on collision between two vehicles or a driver losing control and plowing into innocent pedestrians. The area has also become an eyesore, a breeding grounds for mosquitoes due to stagnant water left behind by structural damage. The community is now sending a desperate plea to the Ministry of Roads and Highways and the Highway Authority.
So many years. Ghana, they will be from the Ministry of Road and Highways. Sanko highway and as I catch him up on the way, then what no business, you won't miss it. Better ya to Wapana government officials, so what the Conway name, wow, and the Marcas, no, I'm the fan of a far. Over to the paved way without more wide. I come in the big crap over to Bogotimu, Nanita Pie, Obi one and more minus what Babino Gunda was sitting and the tower there, or Pine Bazaar, and yet the other woman before then, open obeses, even big push in Akas and Wafa for her.
At BBA, watch on my semi-sea and sound away to Hanamo. Since I got an hour, now was the main, got an on your papa. In Suta on Tumunko, no, I'm Lolo crying, got an in choke. Waka frame him the Wobachasha won't Chenny ye.
Mangasim is I need your Bokade. It's a stramping for one bomb, no one fambra, one sa, one fana, Messi, one quit. So what to me that for her, my one buffer.
Unfortunate situation there. Hope something comes up very soon. Now, away from that, the Accra Regional Police Command has held its 2025 West African Security Services Association celebration, recognizing the dedication, sacrifices and hard work of personnel over the past year. The event brought together officers, civilian staff and invited guests to reflect on the command's achievements and strengthen within the service.
The Accra Regional Police Command on Friday held its annual West African Security Services Association celebration to honor personnel for their commitment to duty and service to the nation. The event, which marks the end of the service year, provided an opportunity for officers and civilian staff to celebrate their achievements, acknowledge outstanding performance, and reinforce unity within the command. Speaking at the ceremony, the Public Relations Officer of the Accra Regional Police Command, Superintendent Julian Obin, said the celebration serves as a platform to recognize the dedication, sacrifices, and hard work of personnel who continue to work tirelessly to ensure peace, law, and order.
So basically, it is to relax throughout a year and then to wine and dine, to socialize, to interact, and find out the challenges, what we might have done in the previous year that we can correct in the coming year, and then what we want to do in the coming years that we didn't do in the previous years to make this year much safer and better for our Ghanaians. So basically, it's an end-of-year party popularly called WASA, which has happened almost across the country, starting from the national headquarters to the CID national headquarters, to some divisions within the Accra. So today's event is basically for personnel in the regional headquarters here in Accra.
Superintendent Obin also expressed appreciation to members of the Ghana Police Service for their unwavering dedication and professionalism in serving the country.
From the regional commander to the least person, we say a very big thank you. It's been an amazing 6 months. We are hoping that the next 6 months ahead of us will be productive as well. And so we say kudos, we say ayuko, we say a very big thank you to each and every single policeman or woman in the Greater Accra region. Let's continue to work as a team. Let's continue to stay together. Let's continue to protect the people that we have pledged to protect.
The annual WASA celebration is observed by security services across the country as a time to reflect on accomplishments, foster unity, and motivate personnel for the year ahead.
The Minister for Health and Member of Parliament for Dwaboso, Kwabena Minta Kando, has announced that the government is reviewing admissions into nursing training and institutions to focus on recruiting more nurses into health facilities across the country. The Health Minister made these remarks during the courtesy call on chiefs of the Asogli states ahead of the launch of the free primary health care program in Ho. There is more.
Welcoming the Health Minister Minta Akando and his entourage, the Chief of Ho Have, Tugbi Anipi III, who represented Tugbi Afede, the paramount chief of the Azogli traditional area, called on government to recruit the large number of qualified nurses who have completed their training but remain unemployed. He noted that employing these nurses would help reduce the gap between patients and healthcare personnel in hospitals.
Of the graduates have been on the waiting list after graduation for years, some 4, 5, even 6 years. They have not been employed. It wasn't like that in the past. So we are getting very worried about this situation.
Responding to the appeal, the health minister expressed concern about the increasing number of nurse trainees in the country's training institutions. He stated that although more than 35,000 students are admitted into nursing training schools every year, the government's capacity to employ graduates does not match the rate of admissions. As a result, the government is reviewing the intake of students into nursing training institutions to ensure that admissions align with employment opportunities within the healthcare sector.
The point, if we are training more and we cannot recruit them, because on average we are recruiting between 34 to 35,000. We are admitting 34 to 35,000 students every year. But the rate at which we absorb them is not commensurate to the admissions.
Now, Ghana's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom and Ireland, His Excellency Mrs. Sabazi Tabenson, has called for deeper legal cooperation between Ghana and the UK to help businesses operate with greater certainty and confidence. Speaking at the 9th Annual Ghana-UK Law Week on Wednesday, the High Commissioner said the relationship between the two countries is rooted in shared democratic values, respect for the rule of law, strong people-to-people connections, and a common commitment to justice and good governance, noting that both legal systems share a common law heritage that supports cooperation in areas including judicial reform, legal education, arbitration, commercial law, and investments promotion. She said the rule of law is not only a constitutional principle but also an economic asset, noting that investors and businesses depend on enforceable contracts, protected property rights, predictable regulatory frameworks, and efficient dispute resolution systems. Mrs. Benson highlighted that Ghana is strengthening these pillars while also undertaking broader reforms under President John Dramani Maham's Reset Agenda, which she said places legal and governance reform at the center of national renewal and economic transformation. That'll be all for the news updates here on Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Helena Nyewejan. Thank you very much for making time. There's more after this break. Do stay.
Through every stage of life, some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era when love was service. A silent statement of love. A thoughtful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hidradenitis suppurativa, using laser Legasure for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
The Black Stars made their first appearance at the FIFA World Cup in 2006 in Germany. And now, after 20 years, they are here again in 2026.
There was nothing Petr Cech could do.
Imagine you had invested in genuine lands back in 2006. Just imagine how much it will be worth today. The best time to have made investment in land was yesterday. The second best time is now. As you support the Ghana Black Stars to victory in this World Cup, Estate Masters is also supporting your dream of owning genuine land with unbeatable discounts on outright purchases on our various sites. We offer you free site visits and free documentation. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
Madam, I'm looking for Abena.
Abena, there's someone looking for you.
Madam, please, where's Abena?
Abena, yes, ma'am. Is this who you are looking for?
Madam, please get me Abena. Please.
Della. Abena bra.
Oh, Abena. If it's not Abena rice, you can't eat any of it.
Abena rice. And Nijin Kwa.
FDA. Ajayadi Kratz we yatsum.
West Africa stands at a defining crossroads. A region rich in opportunity, yet challenged by fragmentation, policy divergence, and structural constraints that continue to limit its full potential. The African Continental Free Trade Area offers a historic pathway to unlock trade, strengthen regional value chains, and accelerate economic transformation. But today, the question is no longer what to do, it is how to deliver. Join live on 30th June 2026 at 11 o'clock GMT on Metro TV Ghana, DSTV Channel 277 and EBIT's digital platforms for the 5th edition of the President's Round Table on the theme Financing Integration in a Fragmenting Region, Making AFCFTA Work for West Africa. This high-level dialogue is designed to move beyond discussion and drive action, to identify bankable cross-border anchor projects that deliver tangible impact within the next 12 to 24 months. From transport and logistics corridors to digital trade systems to export-oriented manufacturing value chains, this roundtable will spotlight solutions that transform ambition into measurable results. Participants will address critical questions. How do we unlock financing for regional projects? How do we overcome regulatory barriers? How do we secure strong joint sovereign commitments? This exclusive event, broadcast live from the Metro TV studios in Accra and convened by Dr. George Ejekum Donko, President and Chairman of the Board of Directors of EBIT, will assemble policymakers under the theme Financing Integration in a Fragmenting Region, Making AFCFTA Work for West Africa. The vision is clear. The opportunities are real. Now it's time to deliver. Tune in on 30th June 2026 at 11 o'clock GMT on Metro TV Ghana, DSTV Channel 277 and EBIT's digital platforms for the 5th edition of the President's Round Table. Mark your calendar and stay updated on this event via EBIT's digital platforms. ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development. EBIT. Transforming ECOWAS communities.
Ghana, a nation built on the blood and toil of our forefathers. We have come this far through faith and unity. Now is the time to pause, give thanks, seek the face of God, and renew our commitment to the future of our nation. It is in this spirit that our President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, invites all Ghanaians to join in the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. The theme for this year is Resetting Our Values to build the Ghana we want. Date Wednesday, 1st July 2026. Christian service, State House forecourt, 8 a.m. All must be seated by 7 a.m. Muslim service, National Mosque, Kanda, 12:30 p.m. All must be present by 11:30 a.m. It's time to renew our minds and build the beautiful Ghana we all desire. Come, let's stand together in faith, united for Ghana. The National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving, resetting our values to build the Ghana we want.
You're welcome back from the break. We're still live here with the news updates on Good Afternoon Ghana. Now, Zoom Lion Ghana Limited and the National Disaster Management Organization and its partners have posted officers in all the metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies across Greater Accra to monitor and maintain flood-prone drains in a bid to sustain gains made during a 3-day cleanup, desilting and dredging exercise as the rainy season intensifies. Now, the move follows the massive June 10 to 12 anti-flood desilting exercise in Accra.
The cleanup exercise was conducted by FEDEMS Limited, Dredge Masters Limited, Ghana Police Service, Ghana National Fire Service, and MMDAs. The operation cleared major drains at Malam, GBC, Weja, Circle, Kaneshi, and Ablekuma West after recent downpours flooded parts of the capital. Zoom Lion Greater Accra Regional Manager Ricky Anoche Frempong, speaking to the media, said the deployment of the officers is central to the sustainability of the cleanup project.
This field, getting into the gutter is not just, let's say, I would say, it's not just by natural means, it's man-made issues. So if we're able to keep our refuse well, if we're able to stop dumping refuse indiscriminately, if we're able to get our containers to store the waste properly, and also signing on to the various service provided, waste service provided that are being mandated or they have been franchised to work in their various areas, it will help a lot. It will not get into this drain for it to cause flood and all those things. Because water, in a way, as we all have our road, even the aeroplanes, then everything, even though they are in the sky, they have a way that they use, or the road, the path that they use. The same thing applies to water. What Zoom Lion is doing right now to make sure that we sustain whatever we've done for these 3 days is that we have an officer assigned to each of the districts. Like when we come to Greater Accra, we have 29 MMDAs. We have officers from Zoom Lion attached to the assembly, the various assemblies. And these officers are mandated to get closer to the environmental health officers of the various assemblies so that they can in a way monitor to see how best they will be able to sustain this exercise. So as you are saying, we have a collaboration with the environmental health officers of the various assemblies. NADMO has come on board, of which we also know that NADMO is in each of these districts. They are coming together to make sure that these areas, because they identify the places and they handed it over to us that these are the flood-prone areas, so indicating that they have everything in their books. So if they are in their books and we also have attached our officers to them, we know that at least quarterly basis this kind of exercise will go on. And we launched a campaign with NADMO, No Do, No Do. No Do, No Do was launched, and we know it will help a lot to be able to keep this gutters clean as we've done for the past 3 days.
Municipal Chief Executive for the Shiabu Electoral Area in Ablekuma West, George Kpaku Alote, blamed human behavior for the recurrent floods in the area, calling for a change in attitude.
When you look at from Wejagbawe and beyond, all the waterway has been encroached upon, and so it is more of a national issue than a municipal issue. We also have our own issue we are dealing with, but like you can see, people have put some structures on the gutters. When we are able to clean all those things and allow the gutters to serve their purposes, I'm sure we will significantly reduce this flooding issue. And so our message for Ghanaians is to change our attitude. If the gutters are constructed and you use the gutters for the purpose why they are created, then it means that you are not helping the system.
He urged the residents to help with the enforcement exercise to keep the gutters free of refuse.
We're asking all of us, all hands should be on deck, and when you see somebody throwing baller into the gutters, just report to the person, and then we will deal with the person accordingly.
The sustainability plan also includes community engagement through unit committees to mobilize residents for quarterly cleanups and report illegal dumping.
The Asset Dealers Union of Ghana has expressed concern about what it described as unfair competition from Chinese automobile companies and government policies that are threatening the survival of local vehicle dealers. At a press briefing, the union said the Ghanaian vehicle dealers are increasingly struggling to compete due to high import duties and taxes, while some foreign automobile assemblies benefit from tax exemptions under the country's automotive policies.
The Dealers Union of argued that the situation has created an uneven playing field, allowing some Chinese automobile brands to expand aggressively while local dealers continue to lose market share. They further raised concerns about what it believes could become an influx of internal combustion engine vehicles into Ghana as China moves towards phasing out petrol and diesel-powered vehicles by 2030. To address the challenges, the group called on the government to reform taxes and duties to ensure fair competition, enforce existing laws governing vehicle distribution and retail operations, and include the union in policy discussions relating to the automotive sector.
Over the last few years, Ghana has witnessed a rapid influx of Chinese automobile brands, companies such as Zonda, JWM, Geely, and Jetor are now importing, assembling, and retailing vehicles directly into Ghanaian consumers. This is not simple competition. It is a structural takeover of our market that Ghanaian dealers have built over the decades. We do not oppose foreign investment. What we oppose are the deeply unequal conditions under which it is being allowed to operate.
Beyond concerns about foreign competition, Vehicles and Assets Dealers Union of Ghana criticized the implementation of the AI publican system used by customs authorities to assess imported goods.
VADA stand with GUTA and the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders and firmly opposing this system. It is our position that the AI publican system was introduced to address government revenue shortfalls, but has instead worsening the operating condition of legitimate importers and contributed to more practices at the port.
Member of Parliament for Gumua Central Constituency, Kwame Asario, being called for unity in the industry.
Who say BMW for Abakrum has some one cassa a beton or mocas, I was say a besi a kubiso. Seba besi kuno so, not a cool bear strong enough for Ninadia, a croye, eso, and no, and a bebuama adewe et me acoso. Ha, intiname and nigger say, my boom say, Opesamunia Sassibia to say, now would develop a car market, sa car market, no. I was said the entire sub-region, Ebaho. Yana ye di kind of honor, ye create adian in such a way, more a nipa bebre, ebeba.
The union called for dialogue with the government and industry stakeholders to develop solutions that protect jobs, support local enterprise, and ensure the long-term sustainability of Ghana's automotive sector.
For the news update on Good Afternoon Ghana, my name is Helena Nyeweja, and there is more after this short break. Do stay.
Through every stage of life, some things simply stay with us. the spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era when love was service. The silent statement of love. A thoughtful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semecha Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so by, a man swing, Nesasu Mama Hotoso, a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
We're kicking your year off
in all her glory
with more because we got you.
You get it?
You know that. We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all, her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste. This advert is FDA approved.
The world's biggest football festival is here, and Ghana is watching together.
This June, the Ghana TV Consortium brings you the FIFA World Cup 2026 live and free to air on GTV, Joy Prime, GTV Sports Plus, Adum TV, Wezo TV, Metro TV, UTV, Original TV, Garden City TV, Obono TV, GH1 TV, Ago TV, Onya TV, TV3, Max TV, and Sporty TV. 3 host countries, 48 teams, 1 unforgettable tournament. Follow every moment of the Ghana Black Stars journey, every rivalry, every goal, and every celebration. Enjoy crystal clear high-definition broadcast with expert local analysis and the passion only Ghanaian broadcasters can deliver. From the opening whistle to the crowning of champions, your football home is right here. The FIFA World Cup 2026. One nation, one consortium. Ghana TV Consortium, bringing you the best of the World Cup. Brought to you by Sportybet, Star Oil, MTN, Pepsodent, Kivo, Polytech, Lavance Tomato Mix, and Heaven Insecticide Spray.
Every 4 years, the world gathers here. Dreams are tested and legends are made. And nations become one.
This year, Metro Sports takes Ghana to the World Cup live from the United States, Mexico, and Canada.
34 matches. Every Ghana game. Comprehensive pre-match analysis. Tactical breakdown. And expert opinions. Daily highlights, exclusive diaries, and stories from every corner of the tournament.
Trusted voices, sharp analysis, unmatched expertise, powered by a world-class production team.
When the whistle blows, Metro Digital brings you all the updates, all the reactions, all the moments right here.
Every goal, every reaction, every moment.
The official Metro World Cup fan experience is with Estilo Deluxe.
The home of the World Cup. Every match,
every goal, every story.
FIFA World Cup 2026 on Metro and Original TV.
Because this is Africa.
The home of the World Cup, live on Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, Metro Digital. If it's the World Cup, it's on Metro.
The World Cup coverage on all IMG platforms is brought to you by Estate Masters Limited and Food Tech Limited, home of snacks.
This is our motto. Your time to shine.
Ghana, a nation built on the blood and toil of our forefathers. We have come this far through faith and unity. Now is the time to pause, give thanks, seek the face of God, and renew our commitment to the future of our nation. It is in this spirit that our President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, invites all Ghanaians to join in the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. The theme for this year is Resetting Our Values to Build the Ghana We Want. Date, Wednesday, 1st July 2026. Christian service, State House Forecourt, 8 a.m. All must be seated by 7 a.m. Muslim service, National Mosque, Kanda, 12:30 p.m. All must be present by 11:30 a.m. It's time to renew our minds and build the beautiful Ghana we all desire. Come, let's stand together in faith, united for Ghana. The National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving, resetting our values to build the Ghana we want.
Hi guys, again, we're here. Once again, the World Cup season is here. 20th anniversary of the World Cup. 2006, Ghana went to the World Cup. 2026, so I want you to make sure that your choice is Metro TV, Original FM, Original TV, for all the latest news, updates, what is happening here in Ghana with the fans, in Mexico, in the USA, and in Canada. Make sure you stick and stay.
Catch every moment loud and live on Metro TV, Original TV, and Original 91.9 FM.
Right, welcome back from the break. It's Monday, the 15th of June, 2026, and this is Good Afternoon Ghana here on Metro TV. We're coming to you live from our studios here at North Region, Accra. I am Desmond Okrekudanso, and this program is live on Facebook, Metro TV Ghana, also on DSTV channel 277, and live on the radio 94.1 FM. And of course, I know you've been enjoying the World Cup coverage right here on Metro TV, and of course, across all the Ignite media groups on Original TV and Original 91.9 FM. Keep it locked here. And of course, for Wednesday, we have the predict and win for you. So look out for that. Yeah, so you can predict what the scoreline is going to be like on Wednesday as Ghana takes on Panama, and then you can win for yourself some amazing gift right here on Metro TV. Now, let's get into some conversations that we're going to look at this afternoon. We're going to be still focusing on the perennial flooding, the flooding situation we're having. Thankfully, in the past 3 days, it's not rained so heavily. Today, the sun is out, and just some showers yesterday and also on Saturday. But we've been looking at who is to be held accountable for the issues we're facing regarding the floods. We've talked about, we've looked at the engineering aspect of it. We've looked at NADMO coming through. We looked at government. But the other concern has to do with local government. That is the MMDAs. What are their roles in all of this? I've been talking about this together with some other stakeholders that the MMDAs need to pick up this work, and we really need to make sure that we are on their, as we say, on their neck to get the work done on the ground. So this, after we're going to be speaking to Richard Fiadomo. He is Director, Fiadomo, I beg your pardon. He is Director, Chamber of Local Governance, and he joins us on phone. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for your time here on Good Afternoon Ghana. You definitely have been following the conversation going on. Now it's reached the doorstep of the MMDAs. Looking at what's been happening, should they be blamed largely for what we see?
Yeah, thank you very much, and greetings to all your cherished viewers.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Right, so unfortunately, we're not able to connect with Mr. Fiadomo. Right, so Dr. Richard Fiadomo is on the phone now. So, Doc, I'm asking that should the MMDAs be taking the large portion of the blame here?
Yeah, thank you very much. Greetings to your cherished viewers and listeners. Yes, some blame must go to the MMDAs, but they are not the ones to take majority of the blame. So if I'm to put it in percentages, then the MMDAs are supposed to take 30% of the blame, citizens take, and the central government takes 10%.
Right. Doc, I missed you there. So you say the MMDAs should take 30% of the blame?
Yes, MMDAs out of the 100% should take 30% of the blame.
Okay.
The citizens should take 50% of the blame, and the central government takes 20% of the blame. But now that we are talking about local government, let me put my argument there. The reason why it is so is because MMDAs are not involved in acquisition of lands. So when it comes to issues of land ownership, MMDAs are not involved at all. It is citizens and indeed chiefs who are in control over the sale or acquisition of land. So if a citizen acquires or purchases a land, before that citizen is able to do any physical project or infrastructure on the land, that citizen by law is expected to go to the assembly to get a permit. It is when the citizen goes to the assembly for permit, that is where the assembly will know and say that, oh, this land that you are seeking permit for, is supposed to be for a storm drain in the future. It's supposed to be a market. It's supposed to do ABCD. Then the assembly, based on that, will not grant you the permit. If there is a case they can grant you a temporary permit, then you also don't do anything permanent over there. So if we have a situation where citizens or chiefs will sell lands that are in the Ramsar site, the assembly will only get to know that the land has been sold after the citizens began to put their structures. So the assembly, this is where the assembly can be faulted, because once the citizens begin to put out structures, the law is on their side with respect to development control. They are supposed to control development. So immediately they see the fiscal structure springing up, they are supposed to stop whoever it is that is doing the project. Unfortunately, some assemblies look on unconcerned and allow those structures to spring up. So that can be blamed at the doorstep of the assembly. Blame the assembly when citizens see that it is raining, and then they'll go and take their waste and throw them. Open their sewer pipes into the gutters for the rain to carry them away. All these things clearly cannot be blamed on the assembly. So the assembly's fault is the fact that they are not performing their development control very well. The reason why people are allowed to build in waterways, people are allowed to build on storm drains and all that.
Right, Doc, very, very important points you raised there. But again, when we look at this situation, we see that people are putting up buildings in places where they're not supposed to do so. The assembly, as you say, is supposed to know that there are certain places in the assembly that do not have to, or those areas do not, people are not supposed to put up buildings there. And so why not stop them from the very beginning and then punish them? And that is where the problem, again, I would ask that, do you think there's an issue due to the lack of punitive measures? Because for the person who sold the land, for the officer that foresaw that the foundation, all of those things are going on, can we not punish these people to serve as deterrent to others?
Yes, it is supposed to be the case. But let me now tell you why I say the central government is supposed to be blamed 20%.
Right, Doc.
The 20% represents unbridled political interference. You have had situations where the central government, not when I say central government, I'm not saying the president, but some elements within the central government are interfering in the work of the MMDs. You are in this country where any time assembly wants to undertake any demolition. Recently, the recent one was happening, I think, AMA, where they wanted to relocate some people and then put the place in proper way. Not long, we had the Minister for Gender and Social Protection going there, that he has been asked by the First Lady Lordina Mahama to come and talk to him. As a result, that exercise did not come on. There was another exercise that was at Ladade Kutupon, where they were supposed to do a major decongestion exercise. That one, the ministers came in, it was not done. So we have very experienced and professional staff working within the local government system, engineers, quantity surveyors, building inspectors, they are all there. I am not saying that some elements of the assemblies are not corrupt. Some of them are also very corrupt. But because of the political interference, it has cowed the assemblies into submission. They know what they have to do, but sometimes if they have to do it, then you have a whole regional minister coming out to misspeak and say that as a form of punishment, people will be transferred to the north. So if as a local government staff, if I want to be professional and I'm going to be transferred, then I'm prepared to be unprofessional and not being transferred. So that is where the political interference is also coming in. So the problem of flooding in Accra, in my personal considered opinion, is citizen indiscipline, ineptitude on the part of the assemblies, and unbridled political interference. That is what is making flooding in Accra to be what it is, and nothing much is being done about it.
You talk about the behavior of the citizens, right? And we know that in the past there had been collaboration with local assembly. In fact, when we had the sanitation day, they had to make sure that everybody was involved in that. Why have we relegated this again? And we're seeing, refuse being dumped at places that they are not supposed to be. Can we not go back to an assembly, not just say that for this assembly, every month you're going to have some cleanup exercises in the assemblies where gutters are choked, drains are choked and all of that? Can we not do that?
Yes, that can be done. In fact, the National Sanitation Day has been reinstated and it's happening. And that's the problem sometimes with the politics of this country. Sanitation is not an issue that should be politicized in this country. So we have a situation whereby John Dramani Mahama, Chapter 1, he was doing National Sanitation Day every month. His Excellency Nana Dankwa came whole 8 years, it was suspended. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has come back and we are doing it again. So,
but Doc, I don't remember the last time I saw the Sanitation Day as it was earlier in the first term of President Mahama. Every month, everybody was doing. I don't remember the last time I saw that happening.
No, you have not seen, but it's happened. The last one even was happening in Takrady, and it's supposed to be simultaneous. So the MMDA is undertaking, but the sanitation is normally done in areas which are supposed to be common areas, which belongs to nobody. And once it belongs to nobody, automatically it belongs to the assembly. So you will not see it happening within our communities and homes for you to be like in the past. It's happening in the common areas. And what also stops us, the citizens, the very people who are creating the insanitary condition, the very people who are creating the filth. Why can't we also take it upon ourselves to come out once every month, for that matter, once it's a National Sanitation Day, to come and clean our surroundings? Do we have to wait for the assembly to come and organize us? So for me, I think that the citizens, we need to understand. Sometimes, recently somebody sent me to Trasaco and I asked myself, wow, are these people part in Ghana? How is it that their community is so clean, their street light, everything is okay? And when you move outside, then there's some form of indiscipline. It means that Ghanaians, we can do the right thing if there's that right culture, if there's that right mindset.
Yes.
So the responsibility is on all of us to ensure that when it comes to sanitation, it's a shared responsibility because we are the individuals or the citizens that are creating the waste, which is inevitable. But how do we see to its management? How do we see to its disposal?
But Doc, that's what the problem is, because you are saying that we have to change our minds and do that. But you know that over the period, even till now, persons will not just get up from their homes and say that we're going to clean up. If the assembly does not lead, if the assembly does not make sure that it punishes anybody who has any form of choked gutter in front of their homes, who is pouring rubbish into the drains and all of those things, it will be difficult. One person may want to do it, but the other person will be reluctant to do it. And so we know us as Ghanaians, we know how it is done. If you don't lead with punishment, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree to the extent that the assembly has the power to surcharge people, to write to people, to abate nuisance and all that. I agree with you that some assemblies are sleeping on the job. The reason why we are seeing what we are seeing. But the truth also of the matter is that if we say that everything should be led by the assembly, now those who live in the gated communities that we see in Accra, very clean environment if you enter there, is it the assembly that did all that for them? The answer is no. And I am saying that we have a situation whereby we all know what is good. We all see and know what is right. But yet still we want to be led to do what is right. When you have generated waste and you are supposed to see to its proper, disposal. Another example I want to cite quickly is the fact that the assemblies have entered into franchise with the waste management companies to be collecting waste. These trucks come and some citizens will not give their waste to the trucks. They prefer to give it to Aboboya and pay peanuts. If you give it to an Aboboya and pay peanuts, Aboboya cannot travel that far to the Konlamfo site. They go and sometimes in the dead of the night, they also go and dispose it because they do not want to pay the tipping fee. And when it happens and it rains, then it comes back to you and I to suffer flooding and insanitary conditions. So why are citizens not seeing that when the assembly says, I've gone into franchise, use these tracks, assembly also is the one that is fixing the fee for the collection. Yet still, the tracks will come and pass, the waste will not be given to them, they will prefer to give it to Abuwaya. So it is the mindset of the citizen, it is also a problem. And I'm just saying that it should be treated in a very holistic manner rather than just picking MMDAs and blaming them for the flooding situation we have in Ghana. There are some that can be put at their doorstep, but the larger problem is not with the MMDAs.
So looking at how devastating the issue has become, that we're seeing flooding in certain places that did not used to flood, and in places that are flood-prone areas, it's getting worse by the day. From your perspective and as an expert in local governance, what are the immediate short-term plans that the assemblies can implement to try and mitigate the situation at hand?
Number one, the central government should support the MMDAs with funding for them to engage in a massive demolition exercise in any building or any structure that it is in the waterway. Because the assemblies do not have the resources. That's why sometimes they sit down unconcerned, because demolition exercises are expensive and they do not have what it takes to surcharge the very people who are building in the waterway. So central government need to come in and support them to do that. Number two, the assemblies and the court system should be empowered such that anytime persons are sent to court on issues of sanitation and waste management, those cases should be dealt with in a very speedy manner to ensure that those people are brought to book. If they have to be fined, whatever the judiciary punishment they give, then it will also serve as a deterrent. And the assembly should also begin to send people to court if they see that they have built in waterways, and let the court deal with the matter and let the court give judgment as to whether that structure should be demolished or not. And the cost of demolishing those structures must be borne by the very people who built in the waterway. And I believe that when these things begin to see some of these actions, it will serve as a deterrent, because you cannot put up a building and you have to spend money to put up a building, and you, the same person, you spend another money to break up that same building that you put up. It will become a very serious disincentive, and I do not think anybody will try it after they see that this is what is going on.
Have you been following the various assemblies, and just want to know which assembly has stood out for you in terms of trying to find ways around the flood situation we have?
Oh, I think so far Tema is doing well. They didn't suffer because Tema is supposed to be a planned city, but some areas, squatters have come in and they have dealt with it in a very speedy manner, and that is very commendable. And I think that Aveno area, those areas that some of the demolition exercises are taking place, we encourage them. NADMO and central government came out and identified some 16 structures that have to be pulled down. We are monitoring it closely, and we expect that all those 16 structures must be pulled down so that tomorrow we do not come to hear that they are the very reasons why there is flooding. And I've also noticed in recent times that anytime any building breaks, collapses, all of a sudden we are told that that building did not have permit. We should now begin to surcharge and prosecute people within the assembly who might have seen it and sat down aloof or unconcerned and allowed that building to break down. So people within the local government or the MMDAs will begin to sit up and also know that they also bear a certain responsibility if they check or there's gross dereliction of duty on their part.
But Doc, you said Tema, in the recent rains, Tema Community 5 was heavily flooded that they had to bring in military personnel with their canoe to rescue people from their homes because the water was at a level that was almost beyond a young boy or a young person. And so if you say Tema Community 5, Community 6, enclave.
I'm aware. And Community 5, where the flooding took place, are places that there are squatters who have gone to fill the water. It's a Ramsar site. They've gone to fill the place and they are living there with containers, kiosks and other things. Have you seen any built structure in the area you are referring to? So when people are engaged in an indisciplined act and nature decides to deal with them, we do not count them when we are talking, because they themselves know or ought to have known that that area is a reserved area. That area is a Ramsar site. So if you know that this place is a Ramsar site and nobody has sold that place to you, so they've just gone there and they have taken the law into their own hands and they have filled the area and they have put containers, they have put kiosks and all manner of things there. And now the place is flooded because it's a place to hold water. It's not a place for habitation. So naturally, because it's a Ramsar site, it's meant to hold water. So if it is holding the water, it is not flooding, if you ask me, because that is what that area is reserved in the scheme of things to do. Okay. So if the place is supposed to hold water and you decide to go and stay there and the water is being held there, that is not flooding, if you ask me.
Right. Doc, thank you so much for your time. Good afternoon, Ghana. Dr. Richard Fiadomo is Director, Chamber of Local Governance, helping us assess the role of MMDAs in implementing preventive measures for these issues of flooding that we see in the capital and across several cities in the country. He says that the MMDAs will take 30% of the blame, citizens will take 50% of the blame, and then government is supposed to take 20% of the blame. Right. So we are going to move into a next conversation, and that is a poll from Global Info Analytics. And let me just get onto Facebook and read some of the posts as Musa Dankwa, who is the director, put on social media about this particular post. And we'll be speaking to him via Zoom. He's joining us via Zoom for this particular conversations. So let me get to that, or let me first welcome him. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for your time. I would appreciate if you could just reposition your camera so we can see you clearly, sir. Hello, Mr. Dankwa. Hello? Okay, so we're connecting with Musa Dankwa on his latest post as he has put out. Let me just get onto that. And, well, he says that a number of Ghanaians, per the poll, a number of Ghanaians are saying that the country is moving in the right direction. So he posted that President's job approval by professional groups, that is media, communication, public servants, education, academia, security, finance, business, healthcare professionals, and farmers, agribusiness voters among the group that rate the president high, with a score ranging from 75% to 71%. The least rating group from the poll were traders, legal, judiciary, housewives, and traders, with the score ranging from 63% approval to 66% approval. So that's quite interesting there. We have him on Zoom now. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for joining us on Good Afternoon, Ghana. We're unable to hear you. If you can unmute yourself, sir. Hello, Mr. Dankwa. Okay, as we connect with him on that, he adds that President's job approval using face-to-face responses only provide evidence of the source of the improve using random interviews from the street across 16 regions and 84 constituencies. Overall, the President moved from 67% in March to 71% in June when combined mode are used. Yes, sir, I can hear you now. Can you hear me clearly?
You can't hear me. I couldn't hear you either.
Okay.
Or I'm on the wrong Zoom line.
No. Well, I can see you.
No, it says no signal. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, can you hear me, sir? Okay.
Not on the system.
Okay. Then
I can't hear you on the Zoom.
Okay, right. Then you would have to rectify that. The technical team will work on that so that we can have the conversation. But as I go through what he's posted on his socials, that again, when you isolate the responses from only those we spoke to in the field. The same phenomenon emerges in March 2026. 64% approved of his performance using face-to-face interview, and today in June, the number has jumped to 68%. So you see, these are some of the poll results from Global Info Analytics. On the screen says you see standard of living compared to last year. So poor, very poor, 19%, average 21%, and good 41%, excellent 18% there. Now, so the job approval of the president, as you see, the blue marks June 2026, marks that is green marks March 2026, and that's a 3-month gap there. So in March, there was a 67% approval of the president, and then 71% there, as you see, approval, disapprove. In March, it was 26%. In June, it has dropped to 23%. And those who know opinion, 7% in March, and then 6% in June. Now, these are some of the key issues, for voters. As you see, jobs, you see cost of living, education, roads, healthcare, corruption, taxes, and it continues. LGBTQ plus also is in there. Let's try and connect back to Musa Dankwa. Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me now?
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
Right, great. So from March 2026 to June 2026, what, per the voters that you interviewed, what had changed in terms of the approval of the president from 67 to 71%?
Right, thank you very much for having me. The approval of the president is impacted by a number of factors.
Right.
More importantly, when things are getting worse, that's when you expect him to dip. Now, for example, standard of living, if people fear of their own standard of living, if they are fearful for the future, and if they are pessimistic as to where the country is headed, these are the things that really impact on the president's performance. Now, from the data, you could see that those who say right direction, the country is headed, is 7%. And that is slight improvement compared to the last poll. 65 before, now 66%. Those who say wrong direction has declined from 28 to 27%. Now, those who say that their standard of living has improved, it is 57%. And those who say it's getting worse is 16%. And those who say it has not changed is about 23%. So broadly, there are no negative numbers that should drag down the president's approval rating. And having been at that level, I think you would expect people to say that they approve of the way he's doing his job. Now, secondly, what we have done this time around is to provide people with much more objective way of approving or disapproving him. We've broken down the approval into strong approved and somewhat approved. And then we aggregate the approval together to get the overall numbers. We've also provided the disapproval into two, strongly disapproved and somewhat disapproved. So people can take cover or measure him objectively. So this measure has really given people who like some of the things he does to say somewhat approved rather than saying disapproved. And likewise, those who say maybe he's done something but not good enough for me, I would say strongly disapproved. So those measures really provided an objective way of assessing the performance of the president. And indeed, if you look at other benchmarks polling around the world, this is how they do it.
Right, because looking from March to June, a lot had happened in the government, right? I don't know if the back and forth happening in the NDC with regards to some key figures is affecting government, the LGBTQ issues, the flooding issues. The respondents raise concerns about some of these things.
No, when we went there, we didn't go there with flooding issues. And remember, polling is a point in time.
Right.
The time the poll was done, was the country flooded? So look at the timing of the polling. And sometimes a lagging effect. If something happens today, you don't expect everybody to be aware of it and be a concern for everybody. It takes time for some of these things to go down in people's thinking, and others said, okay, it's not doing well or doing well. So we shouldn't expect the poll to be rapidly responding to everyday activity. It takes time. And the point at which the poll was taken should also be taken into account.
Okay. Now you added that from the data that people said that their standards of living had, are better now as compared to last year. But again, you say that despite the optimism, voters fire warning shots at the government for a number of things that include unemployment, broader economy, doomsday oral, galamsey, and 24-hour economies. And I see that employment leads this with 44%, then economy, doomsday oral, all of that. Share with us the details of that also.
Look, people may be approving the president, but it doesn't mean that they can't show concern for areas that they believe the government has to do more. So what we did was to ask them which areas of the governance that they believe the government is not performing very well. And that we found out to be jobs and employment has been the biggest issue facing a lot of people. Then the broader economy, about 32%, and then doomsday concern about it. And oral as well is another area the government is deemed not to be doing well on. And galamsey fight number 5 or so. But if you look at the things that normally drive people's anger in this country, it's fuel prices.
Fuel prices.
Very few people are concerned about it. Cocoa prices that we've made noise about, it's not really touching across the entire country, 15%. Cost of living, for the first time, you can see it very low. People are not worried about cost of living. They're not saying the government has failed on cost of living. If you look at city stability, people are not concerned about city stability. So these are sometimes the key things that drive people's anger. When city was down in 2023, 2024, the government was down. When cost of living was high, government was down. So these are the two things that really drive voters' mind. So you could see that for those two issues, it is quite less of an important issue for voters. And for that matter, they would rate the government very high.
Interesting one there. Let's touch on corruption because it's one of the things that as a country we are always putting all the ammunitions together to fight it. When it comes to corruption, the Ghana Police Service is still leading.
Yes, the police is still leading. However, with much improved score. You know, if you look at the score currently, the police is on 6.45. They were on 6.68 in the March poll, so they have improved, even though they retain the top position. Then you have the immigration service also there with 5.81 in the past. Now they are down to 5.69. So they have improved as a service, even though they still occupy the high position. What we've seen jump is the people we call the executives. They were 5.3 now. Now they are 5.45. So they have rather gotten worse. So even though they are high, but their score is improving. If this continues, we will expect them to drop further in the polls.
Very interesting one there. So even though they're on top of the list, the score is reducing, right? And I know we just have a few minutes to do this. Then we'll talk about the party, because you also say that on the party affiliation, the NPP appears to be stable as the decline is halted in the June 2026 poll, buoyed by Ashanti and Northern regions, but NDC also improves, overcoming the steep decline in the Ashanti region. Talk to us about that. I see that you have the NDC down 47%, NPP 28% in terms of the party affiliations. Can you explain that for us?
But overall, we saw NDC improve by around 2% and MPP to improve by 1%. The slight decline in those who say they are floating voters and about 3% decline in those who don't tell us their party affiliation. But if you disaggregate the data down into the regional level, you see that MPP has improved in the northern region and also improved slightly in the Ashanti region. NDC data went down significantly in the Ashanti region, but the going down for NDC did not go to MPP. It went to not disclosed and also those who are joining a third party. But the effect we saw for NDC in the Ashanti region was more than compensated by the gains they made in Greater Accra, about 10% or so in Greater Accra compared to last poll. And that had overcome the shortfall they suffered in the Ashanti region and put them 2% more above the March data. So overall, NDC gap, actually, if you look at it, has increased slightly compared to last time.
And then there was data also about young voters. Very interesting one, and that'll be very critical again going into the 2028 election. Talk to us about the young voters.
We wanted to really find out from the young voters whether they share the notion that it is time for the country to elect young leaders. And indeed, this is something that we have to probe, because if you look at the current demography of voters, about 80% of voters today are 44 years and below. They are a huge chunk of the voting population. And for that matter, their views on this issue is very important. Now, when we ask them whether they share the view that it's time for Ghana to be led by younger leaders, 56% of them said yes, it is time to be led by, for Ghana to be led by young voters. Those who said no is 26%, but 19% did not have an opinion. Now, when we dig further, we found that every region agrees that we should be led by young people, except Ashanti region, Bono region, and Western North region. Now, we went a step further to ask them, what age group would you consider to be too old to be president? 21% of them said that, look, they don't care about your age. It's irrelevant as far as they are concerned. But if you look at those who said 50 to 54, 17% said if you are 50 to 54, you are too old. And 10% said those who are 55 to 59. And then those who said 60 to 64, 9%. So you can see that they are really lowering the age of people who they want to lead them. And this could be also kind of a, what should I say, a warning sign to the older leaders who might want to contest election in this country.
Right. In the past election, we saw the influence of social media and how it's gotten directly into our politicking in this country. You made there was some data on how or which platforms would be very important to our politics in the country, or which platform is informing voters. You talk about TikTok leading.
Yes, I mean, this is not surprising. I mean, everybody now is on TikTok, including my mother, who is over 80 years.
Right.
So we have moved from the traditional media, FM station, TV station, to TikTok. And indeed, you yourself, as a media house, you have TikTok account where you post your news items on.
Right.
People are using TikTok to consume their news and also communicate with the political leaders. It is much easier to communicate with TikTok than it is with Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and other platforms. Because TikTok is a video platform that doesn't rely on your fluency in English. So people have found it very convenient to use. And it's a very fast-growing medium that nobody should discount.
Right. So as we continue and head towards the 2028 election, I'm sure lots of the polls will be happening from you. But very interesting one. How do you think that the parties, in fact, because you do talk about how when you put out polls, some of the parties do come to you and all that. But this particular one with the social media, TikTok, Facebook, X, and all of that, how do you think the parties can take advantage of that, you know, to their benefit?
I mean, there are people who doubt everything we put out there. There are those who also take it very serious. I mean, these data are empirical data from the field. And it is very, very difficult not to agree with what we are finding out. Sometimes I know for political reasons, people can make some comment. That is fine. But this is the reality on the ground. You should know, based on this data, how you're going to strategize yourself, how to communicate, and how to engage with voters, and how do you engage them. Remember, over 70% of them have very good education, senior high or tertiary, and that is very important.
Right, just the final one, and this is away from the poll that you have released. We've seen what's happening with the flats. Have you, by any way, you know, witnessed anything or people say anything to you regarding who should be blamed for this?
No, we didn't go out there looking for flat questions.
So I mean, I just asked on the side, yeah.
Right. I mean, I've seen some flooding levels across everywhere where I live. Some roads have been cut off, very bad. And I think it's a big issue that we have to deal with. I don't think we can deal with that in a very one period. It has to be sustained planning through proper engineering and also financing. We cannot sit and hope that just changing attitude alone will be enough. We need financing of the infrastructure, the drains, the storm drains, and the rest of the thing. And the roads should be built in a way that will stand flood waters.
Right. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Musa Dankwa is Executive Director of Global Info Analytics with the 2026 tracking poll by Global Info, as we've gotten into the details of that. So many thanks for joining us here on Good Afternoon Ghana. The World Cup coverage continues. We're bringing to you the big highlights show at 3, and then today we'll have a couple of games. Belgium playing against Egypt to bring to you here on Metro TV, Original TV, and Original 91.9 FM. For more news, log on to our website, www.metrotvonline.com. I am Desmond Okrekudan. So do enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a good afternoon.
Original 91.9 FM.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
The world's biggest football festival is here, and Ghana is watching together. This June, the Ghana TV Consortium brings you the FIFA World Cup 2026 live and free to air on GTV, Joy Prime, GTV Sports Plus, Adum TV, Wezo TV, Metro TV, UTV, Original TV, Garden City TV, Obono TV, GH1 TV, Ago TV, Onya TV, TV3, Max TV, and Sporty TV. 3 host countries, 48 teams, 1 unforgettable tournament. Follow every moment of the Ghana Black Stars journey, every rivalry, every goal, and every celebration. Enjoy crystal clear high-definition broadcast with expert local analysis and the passion only Ghanaian broadcasters can deliver. From the opening whistle to the crowning of champions, your football home is right here. The FIFA World Cup 2026. One nation, one consortium. Ghana TV Consortium, bringing you the best of the World Cup. Brought to you by Sportybet, Star Oil, MTN, Pepsodent, Kivo, Polytech, Lavance Tomato Mix, and Heaven Insecticide Spray.
In a time where noise is loud but clarity is rare, one program is changing the conversation. Welcome to the Intelligence Desk. This is not a talk show. This is a working studio. Each week, we break down the biggest national and global issues from AI and digital transformation to trade, jobs, governance, and national competitiveness, and turn complexity into practical, usable knowledge. Sharp questions, structured thinking, real solutions built live on air. With resident resource person Dr. David King Boyson, the show moves beyond commentary, designing frameworks, mapping strategies, and holding decision makers accountable. From the big issue briefing to the strategy lab to the innovation and opportunity board, every episode delivers tools you can use. If you care about Ghana's future, if you value clarity over chaos, if you believe leadership requires intelligence, then this is your desk. The Intelligence Desk, hosted by RSM Kofi Dole Lawson on Metro TV, where Ghana thinks forward.
name is Ochame Kwame, the rap doctor, and all I'm saying is, during this World Cup, make Metro TV, Original TV, and Original FM your official amazing production houses to watch all your tidbits, your behind the scenes, and get authentic news about the Black Stars and all the World Cup, and enjoy. Tune in. Ochame Kwame, salute.
Catch every moment loud and live on Metro TV, Original TV, and Original 91.9 FM.
Before they were the Black Stars, they were the Gold Coast. Empires crossed oceans to take the gold they took the people to. But they could not take the game. Because football in Ghana does not belong to stadiums or television deals. It belongs to the street, to the red dust of Nima, to a boy with no boots, whose mother sold food in the market before dawn, so he could dream after it. South Africa 2010, Africa's World Cup.
Quarterfinal Ghana versus Uruguay, last second of extra time. Luis Suarez raised both hands and caught the ball on the line. Penalty.
Asamoah Gyan stepped up, the man who had carried a continent on his back and hit the crossbar. Anytime I'm alone, he said years later, it still haunts me. The closest Africa had ever come, gone. Mohamed Kudus was 10 years old in Nima, a Zongo, a ghetto, when his coach first saw him play and said, I name him world's best.
His mother sold to Ozafi in the market. She fed 4 children, she fed his dream too.
Iñaki Williams was born in Bilbao to parents who crossed the Sahara on foot. He chose Ghana because blood remembers what passports forget. These are not just footballers, they are the scattered sons of a nation that refuses to be forgotten.
October 12th, 2025, Accra, Ghana versus Comoros. They needed a win. 47th minute, Hardy played the ball. Kudus received it. 30 yards out, composed like a boy on a dusty pitch who had done this 10,000 times. He shot.
In Accra, they poured into the streets. In Kumasi, strangers held strangers. In Bristol, in Bilbao, in London, the same scream in 4 languages, meaning one thing: we are going.
June 17, Toronto, Panama. June 23, Boston, England. June 27, Philadelphia, Croatia.
They are not coming to participate. They are coming with the memory of a crossbar in Johannesburg that broke a continent's heart.
They are coming for the star on their flag,
the Black Star of Africa, that has been burning since 1957 and has never, not once, gone out.
Ghana, 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 Ghana,
Christ.
Ghana, Ghana.
Delumono. Gakalika, yes, so ina, yes, so my one pay. By boy, anyway, ina, Delumono. Gakalika, yes, so ina, yes, so my one pay. Gano dende, blaster so dende. 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 Yeita mubi oba na bate the samia. Ya chaja mubi oba na bate the samia. Yeita mubi oba na bate the samia. Ya chaja. I bet the mail and the money, I need Jan and the money. I say, Kofi the money, I say, Mojan and the money. Winter in the money, and Stevie Nappy and the money. Robert Mesa, goalkeeper number one. The boy, a beshe, you sulo biala. The boy, a beshe, you sulo biala. The boy, a beshe, you sulo biala. The boy, a beshe, you sulo bialo. Yeita mubi oba na bate the samia. Ya chaja mubi oba na bate the samia. Yeita mubi oba na bate the samia. Ya chaja. I bet the pain and the money, I need Jan and the money. I say, Kofi the money, I say, Mojan and the money. Winter in the money, and Stevie Nappy and the money. Robert Mesa, goalkeeper number one. The boy, a beshe, you sulo biala. 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 Yeita mubi oba na bate the samia. Ya chaja mubi oba na bate the samia. Mubi oba yeita mubi oba mubi oba ya chaja mubi oba na bate the samia. Mubi oba yeita mubi oba so bate the samia. Mubi oba ya chaja.
Switzerland, Susia, Turkey, USA, Uzbekistan, Uruguay, Ivory Coast. Let's play football. sip. Told him I'm bringing it back to the crib. Todo el mundo mirando, everybody gritando, la bola girando. Let's go, let's fight. We up tonight. We'll break. That's right. One world, unite. We going, we live for this moment. We told them. Let's go, we're the champion. It's the World Cup time. It's the World Cup time. Cause this is the World Cup. Put your flags up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. Put your flags up, cause this is the World Cup. Put your flags up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. Put your flags up, leave them there. 2026, baby. It's that World Cup time. Stand up. Let's go. But I step with my left, I step with my right, I pump my chest, I focus my mind, I take a breath and wait for the ref. This is the World Cup, put your hands up in the air. This is the World Cup, put your flags up in the air. This is the World Cup, everybody come and cheer. And stand up, you ain't got no fear. This is the